hurt, but what you do after can either speed up your healing or keep you stuck. But in today's video, I am going to be breaking down some of the worst mistakes that people make post-breakup because I don't want you to sabotage your peace or your progress. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Keeping It Real with Kiaundra. I am your host, licensed marriage and family therapist, Kiaundra Jackson. But before we get into it, I need for you to put in the comment section. Now remember, this is a no judgment zone here, but I want you to be honest and put in the comment section, what was some of the worst things that you have ever done after a breakup? Now, even though these are in no particular order, the first one that I want to talk to you guys about is stalking their social media pages. Now, just in case you didn't know, this is probably not one of the healthiest things that you should do. Obsessively checking their social media, checking their posts, checking their stories, seeing when they're online, seeing when they're offline, seeing if what they've liked and what they didn't like on other people's pages, how many emojis that they use, who they're engaging with, keeps you emotionally connected to that person. And if we're being honest, it also keeps you stuck in the past, because what it does, it feeds comparison, it feeds false hope, and it adds to unnecessary heartbreak based on what you think you see, because we all know that social media ain't really real. The second worst thing that you can do after a breakup is to suppress your emotions. Now, I know all of the emotions are all over the place during this time, but I want you to be real with your feelings, real with your emotions, real with your thoughts, because pretending to be okay, pretending to avoid the pain, pretending to avoid the heartache, it's eventually going to catch up with you. And when it does catch up with you, it's not going to be in a healthy way. Real healing begins when you allow yourself to feel, to process, to think, and to release the good, the bad, and the in-between of what you experienced in that relationship. The third worst thing that you can do after a breakup is to jump into a rebound relationship. Let me say that again for the people in the back, is to jump into a rebound relationship. We all know what those are. That means we're not really over our ex, but we're just using someone in the meantime and in between time to help us feel better. Now, that could be just hanging out, just talking on the phone, just texting, or even having sex with somebody. But even those things are counterproductive when you're still in your healing process. So using someone to distract you might temporarily feel good, but in the long run, it's really creating some type of confusion for yourself, for the other person, because you still have a lot of unresolved hurt, and you can potentially hurt the rebound person that you're dealing with, which might be intentional or unintentional depending on where you are in your healing journey. The fourth worst thing that you can do after a breakup is to try to seek closure from the other person you just got out of the relationship with. Now, in some instances, I do believe that closure, if you can get it and if you can get it in a healthy manner, is helpful for you to be able to move on and to move forward. But a lot of people don't get closure. They may seek for it, they may want it, they may yearn for it because there's gaps and holes and voids and the reasons why they may have broken up, but it's not always the healthiest thing to do. So while closure might feel necessary for some people, and in some instances, waiting some more, and waiting some more after that can keep you emotionally stuck. So sometimes the real closure is accepting the situation for what it is. And to take it a step further, you have to choose peace over unanswered questions. Because if we're really honest with ourselves, even if our questions were answered, if we don't get the answer that we think or that we want, we're gonna be in the same place feeling some type of way. So that whole process really wasn't helpful to begin with. And the next worst thing that you can do after a breakup is to compare yourself to their new partner or the imaginary one. I know, stick with me on this one, right? Because sometimes we think the other person has moved on, and we think that they're doing this, and we think that they're doing that, and they're really not, and they haven't. So sometimes it is a real person. They have moved on, they have began a new relationship, and in other cases they aren't, but because we're so hurt and we're so broken and we're stalking their social media, we're putting all of these pieces together that don't even really fit. So whether they have moved on or not, please do not compare yourself to the other person, whether that is realistically or hypothetically, because what this does, it damages your own self-worth, your own self-esteem, your own self-love. So I need for you to focus on your own growth instead of somebody else's highlight reel. real. So thank you so much for watching another episode of Keeping It Real with Kiaundra. I hope something I said in this video sticks with you. And if you know somebody who is struggling in this area, please do not hesitate to share this video with them because it can help them on their healing journey. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode.